Question number 4. This is an important question. I think Chantal is asking. When to restock inventory? This is an important question. So let me explain several things to you. Sales of a physical product is like a tree. It grows from bottom up. First one single branch, then from this branch another branch comes, then another branch, then some leaves are coming, so it becomes a full-blown tree. In the beginning the growth is slow. Once the tree with those multiple branches is standing, the growth is faster. So the more you are selling, the more people are telling to their friends about your product, the more people are coming to your website, the more people are buying. So it's like a tree. At the moment that your inventory runs dry, the whole tree collapses back down and you are losing momentum. So if at a certain point in time you do not have any inventory anymore and you need to start, you will need to start at the very beginning once inventory arrives, because this networking tree, the tree of word of mouth, collapsed and the momentum is gone. This is why I recommend to make sure that you never run dry of inventory. So how do you do that? You need to calculate the exact time when you need to order. And this time depends on several parameters. So here are the important parameters in replenishment. 1. Lead time manufacturing. How long does it take to your manufacturer to make fabrics, trims, and to craft the new bulk? The second one is lead time shipment. How long does it take to get the goods to you and to do custom clearance and bring it to your door? The force majeure time buffer, we always add that because you never know what happens on the way in any of those steps. And the fourth, a very important one, is average sales per day on SKU level. How many units do you sell per day? So the manufacturing lead time depends on several things. Thing number 1 is how fast can your manufacturer manufacture. This is number 1. Number 2 is, do you have inventory of fabrics and trims at your manufacturer or not? Because if you don't, then they need to manufacture these fabrics and trims, and if you are working with stock fabrics, they need to buy. It is possible that there will be no stock available and you will need to produce a large amount of inventory of this fabric without planning for that. So it means I always advise, if you are running the very same product over and over again, have your components, your textiles, your fabrics, your buttons, and all the trims, have an inventory of it at the manufacturer. So at the moment that you say, I need another 500 units right now, they can cut and sew. Otherwise, the time is actually not very much predictable. Then, of course, it is predictable if we are talking about large order volumes. At the moment that you order a container, a 40-feet container of denim trousers, at this moment you know exactly how much time will it take your manufacturer to produce fabrics, trims, and to craft. Because such large orders of denim fabric, the factories will want to produce it. At the moment that you work with stock fabrics, it's a different story. So if you are shipping with, if you're ordering small volumes, you need to be more careful with this lead time in manufacturing. Then the next time is you need to know. So you need to talk to your manufacturer about this lead time manufacturing. You need to know how many days it is. If you have your fabrics at the manufacturer and they can cut and sew instantly, the lead time will be 30 days for manufacturing most of the time. And you need to pay attention as well that you have to have a very good relationship to your manufacturer. If you are ordering God knows when, one time in 50 years, and they never know when you are going to order, they will always put you last. So at the moment that you will come and say, I urgently need to produce something because I'm out of stock, they will say, well, we didn't expect that and we are full until the next September. So in the next September we will do that. So you will probably need to either go to another manufacturer, which is a completely different story, For everyone who manufactures, they know that changing manufacturer is a hell. But you have to have a planning with your manufacturer. They need to understand when to expect your order. So imagine they understand, you have the inventory there, so it's 30 days production. The moment that you say, I need my 500, my 1000 pens right now, manufacturer starts cutting and sewing. So then the lead time shipment. Nowadays, the shipment deteriorated completely, so the quality was good before and it is not any good anymore. I would recommend to calculate 40 days for shipment. I recommend to ship by sea to put cost to push costs down. If you ship by sea, calculate 40 days for sea shipment. If you ship by express, calculate 15 days for express shipment by air. Then you have the force majeure. We always work with 2 weeks force majeure. Ladies, we are 6.6 thousand likes. Keep hitting this screen. We need to get 10,000. So 40 days this shipment or 15 days express, 2 weeks buffer. And then the most important part, but it's actually not the most important, the number 4 part, all of them are important because you're using this data to calculate your throughput. So you need to know how many units of your clothing do you sell on average per day. Imagine a crazy story here. You have 60 pants on stock, so only 60 pants. And I'm not even talking about the sizing here, because it is absolutely possible that you have 60 pants and there are 6 sizes, so you have 10 pants per size. And one size flies and another one never sells. So I'm not even going into this detail, but you need to pay attention to that. And I'm working now with the mini numbers of 60 units, so this is ridiculous as well. But I want you to understand how to calculate. You can change the numbers, okay? So imagine you have 60 pens, and these 60 pens are selling 1 pen per day. It means that you will be out of pens in 8 weeks. So 8 weeks later, there will be no pens anymore. Now, imagine you have your fabrics in stock at your manufacturer. So you say, manufacture for me, Mr. Magician, and they start cutting. And it means that 30 days will go for manufacturing, 4 weeks. You will ship, imagine you are shipping by express. It goes 2 weeks. And we have 2 weeks buffer, so it's 8 weeks. What does it mean? It means that you need 8 weeks to produce and get your stock in your hands. And it means that you are out of stock completely in 8 weeks. It means that at the moment when your 60 pens arrive and you are having them here and you start selling, this is the moment when you place the next order. And it does not include any growth. Because if you do your job right, then you have a growth in your sales. It increases. So you always need to add a growth factor. Look at how many units of, how many products do you sell? Now, how many units of this product on SKU level do you sell per day on average? How many days do you need to be completely sold out? And then calculate what is the lead time for your goods to be in your hands again. This lead time is composed of manufacturing lead time, shipment lead time, a buffer of 2 weeks, plus, no, these are those 3 things, and a buffer of 2 weeks, right? And then you know when to order the next batch. When ordering the next batch, always add a growth factor into it. And what do you do if you do not know how many units do you sell per day on average, because you just start selling? You start moving slowly, you see your numbers, and you have your calculation next to you all the time. You need to know what's your lead time, and at a certain point in time you say, okay, now I have like 2 weeks in sales like this. If I go further and you project it into the future, then I will need to order at this particular time. Please let me know if you have any other questions about this inventory topic.